When do we talk about the fucking shows and movies? Thanks for the F shot. I don't know, but his arm got chewed up. Show me what you got. We'll drink it if you say.
Hey everyone, welcome to Wasted Opinions. We have the laughing intro that we're so known for. Today on Wasted Opinions, we thought we were going to show a little love to Microsoft and their Xbox console, because we talked about Nintendo, we talked about PlayStation quite a bit. We're going to show some love for them.
Yeah, they deserve it.
I'm not doing it.
They've got some games
You
out
guys
there.
do it. I don't think any of us are really just like shitting on it, except for MussKeg, who's the only one who like bought it at the time.
He had the first two.
All
Xbox
right,
consoles.
I'll do it.
Two Xbox consoles.
So we're gonna show a little love to them today, just to show there's no hard feelings, even if we might have some qualms about what they've done or
some of their business
whatever.
tactics, maybe. You know.
But that's not what's gonna happen today.
No.
We're gonna start things off with a shot and then intros.
Oh, okay.
Didn't forget.
We're going that way. Nice.
Just because we always forget about the shots.
I agree. That's a good idea. We should do shots first.
I don't know if I mentioned it. I am LewisLightning. Now we know how far he'd go to be the next freak show.
The next freak show. I love it. I'm CountryBoy.
And over on my right, he's just a teenage dirtbag baby. Bronze teenage dirtbag baby. MussKeg. So yeah.
The only Xbox owner that's
Elite?
not been like
Well,
not been like
I had the original
current gen.
Xbox.
but you got it because it was
You got it when it was current. I have them, but I had them after the
I
fact.
had the original when it was current.
Oh, did you?
I did.
I thought you were a PS guy.
I had both.
Oh.
So this one I want to do a little bit different than our other discussions where we kind of like have a list and we go through them all. Just, I don't know, if you guys have something positive you want to say about Xbox, just jump in.
Rattle it up.
Anyone want to? I got something right off the get-go unless you guys have something.
Well, it sounds like you got something in the
Yeah.
chamber, so let it go.
One thing I want to talk about was
Blow your load.
they really got the online portion. Like, I mean, I think it's
Xbox Live, baby.
PS2 era and the original Xbox.
It was Xbox. It's still Xbox. Yeah.
And that kind of blew out. Like PS2, you could get like a little adapter to go online and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know anybody that
integrated.
did online for PS2.
Yeah, I tried it once and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But it was integrated with the original Xbox.
Yeah.
I know in college, like guys would have them like from dorm to dorm, and then you'd have like Halo matches. So like the one dorm room would be connected to the one next door.
Yeah,
And
LAN
you-
parties kind of thing.
You could just fucking hear it through the dormitories, like screaming, and the other side would be like
probably stemming from the fact that it was from a PC company, essentially.
Yeah.
Because it was also on PC, I think, at the same time. I don't think it was that late, like the PC version. I think they released simultaneously, or at least close to it.
I didn't know there was a PC version of the Xbox.
Halo Combat Evolved, anyways.
Of Halo. Yeah.
Didn't know that, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
No, please.
Please, if you don't mind.
if you must go first.
As someone who did have the original Xbox, thank you very much. I really only bought it for the reason that it actually had an internal hard drive, and I was able to I got it modded. I got mine modded, so I was able to like rent games,
Mod
I was able to download those games onto my Xbox, which is really cool. But I also had like a whole plethora of like arcade games, Nintendo games, not PlayStation games, Nintendo and Sega Genesis games. But that was the real reason why I first bought an Xbox. But there are also some games out there that I did enjoy playing, like Stranger's Wrath, which I mentioned before, which was only on Xbox at the time. I loved that game. It was a fun game.
Well, I'm going to take you guys on a little story. So, I grew up as a Nintendo man.
Paint a picture.
You know, Nintendo, NES, Super NES. Give me the N64. That was my route in life.
Game Boy.
And then came the decision. GameCube. Do I go? I had GameCube, the Game Boy too as well. Yeah. Then the decision became: do I go GameCube? And at that time, I was getting to be like a man. I was turning into a man. I started my manhood.
Really?
Transition. I started transitioning around that time, and
I didn't know that happened for you. I'm still waiting to notice it.
Yeah. And I was playing hockey, and I remember we went on a hockey road trips, and one of the rich kids in the team, he had an Xbox that he brought with him on the run, and we started playing, and I was like, man, I really like this. And I wasn't a big PlayStation guy at the time. I hated the controllers for PlayStation 1, like the single button style D-pad versus like an actual style, and or a joystick type thing. So I hadn't got into PlayStation, and so I decided, I made the call, I was going to be an Xbox man, so I got one for Christmas, and it was great. It was a fantastic system. I stayed with Xbox through the 360. Didn't stay too loyal.
Did Xbox do anything different with the buttons though? I thought it was single buttons.
They had the joystick. Nope, they didn't. It wasn't single button.
It wasn't single
no,
buttons?
it was like
Okay.
He's just taking my thunder.
No, it was a non-single button thing. So,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, I can't remember.
But anyways, the controller was just so much better for the Xbox, even originally I felt than others. So, became an Xbox guy. Didn't stay too long, but I was there at the beginning.
I like his story. I wanted to be a man, and I know I wanted to be Xbox, so I got it for Christmas. So you were like, Mom!
Yeah, I didn't even get my
I
own.
think you were gonna point that out.
Yeah.
Xbox.
I wanted to be a man.
Please
so,
have an Xbox.
I got someone to buy me an Xbox. Yes.
It's not gonna be too much if you just get me.
It
this
wasn't mom, it
please.
was probably Santa.
Oh yeah, Santa.
At that age still.
Yeah, came song when I was 13 still. Yeah, Santa. Anyways, I appreciated what Xbox did. I think, as much as we might have some conversation about what it's done now, I think at the time it was great because it introduced what I would consider the actual true challenger to PlayStation, and if you ask me, made PlayStation step their game up.
Yeah, well, definitely.
So
competition's healthy, I think. So you already kind of touched on it. I'm going to talk about the controller.
the Bear Claw, he's got the OG.
No,
I never
I mean-
had. Oh, you don't have the.
It's not the
oh,
Duke. It's not the Duke.
I never had the Duke.
But the controller, I mean, I do have some qualms about the design of it. But the one thing that's always been is nice, solid. It doesn't feel loose or anything, and it's pretty big.
A lot of people say they like Xbox controllers over PS controllers. Period.
A lot of people do, yeah.
I don't have the PS3 one here, but
I didn't grab
but
it.
they've always been bigger. That's the thing. They've always been bigger than the PlayStation controllers.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that. Like I played PS2 and PS3 and whatever, PS4. But like really when they got like a 360 and I was like, these are bigger, heftier controller.
That's how you know it's an Xbox.
And then I was like, oh, this feels small. After like playing the PlayStation one after having an Xbox one, like this feels small. Like I don't like the layout of the controls. People say, oh, it's ergonomic. I'm like, okay. My hands are the same on either side. Mm-hmm. So why is the one joystick higher and the other is lower? Like, how can that be ergonomic if they're different?
Yeah, the asymmetry isn't a thing that I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
But it's whatever. It's not. It's not a big thing.
Yeah. But if you've seen like the PS3 and PS2, they're pretty small, like tiny for your hands if you're an adult. Good for kids. PS4 got a little bigger because they put in the touchpad on that. And then the PS5 is basically the same shape as a 360 controller.
It feels
The
like
triggers are better. The
feels like
triggers are
Merc.
better on
It's an American.
triggers on the
Control, that's why it's
Xbox
so
are
big.
better than the PlayStation from my perspective. Triggers are better. To your point, like I'm trying to think about it. What feels more comfortable, like this or like this? And I don't know. I mean,
I think for the PlayStation, the controller, the triggers weren't so. They were
slippier.
actually like triggers.
They were
more like
triggered in.
single button.
They were concave.
They're more like
too.
single buttons, not
Yeah.
actually like. Yeah. Okay, I understand.
That's
And,
changed now, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I think PlayStation upped their game on the controllers.
Everything's
To the point
improved.
where when the PS5 came out, its controller was the biggest selling factor for them. Versus, and also touching about the Duke, one of the worst parts about the original controller was the joysticks. The Duke had, for some stupid reason or another, I can't remember which one it was, had like a concaved one with a slight divot. Instead of just a full. I think they thought maybe it produced more precision, but no.
I know the Duke as well, like the X, Y, A, B were also slanted off to the side as well, which is just weird.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys have like what's the game that you like? What's the game that you first think of when it comes to Xbox? And don't say Halo because well.
But
okay,
no.
You can say Halo, but like
I'll say,
maybe not.
I'll say
Halo.
even for me, it's not even a original Xbox game. For me, it's Xbox 360, and it's Gears of War. Like that was an amazing game. I loved Gears of War series. I've only played the first one, but I've played little bits of the other ones, and I had never had an Xbox since the first Xbox, so I never really got a chance to buy the other Gears of War games. But that's a great series. I would have, if I continued with my Xboxes, I would have bought
You need
that
some
series.
Gears of War figures. I think those would work.
I don't need Gears of War.
I know
figures,
you
though.
don't. I'm just saying that the style. I bet you they have good figures for Gears
They
of War.
probably do. They probably do.
The thing for the games for me, the hard thing is I also had a PC, so a lot of games you could get on both. So it was never really off limits just because my console was a PlayStation, because I still had a computer. But like some of them, I just feel more comfortable on a console, right? So stuff like Mass Effect, I played that on PC, but I would have loved to play it on console. And then Dead Rising, the first one, I think it eventually came over. But at the beginning, you could only play Dead Rising, like, I think maybe the Wii had it too, which is strange.
Yeah, that was weird.
And the Xbox. But more recently, something that's still, I guess it's still on PC, Ori. Ori and the Blind Forest.
Or the Blind Forest, yeah. Which is now on Switch too, so I play it on Switch.
Fable is another good one.
Fable was great.
And,
was great.
What's the other one? Lost Odyssey. I like that one. I like that one too. But there's more. But
I know. Like these ones aren't exclusives, but like the first Hitman game that I played was Blood Money, and that was awesome to play on the 360. Same with Fight Night, round 3 I think it was or something. It was
Fight
awesome.
Night round 3 was great.
That was freaking
You
awesome.
felt those hooks.
You've also done stuff with like Tomb Raider. The last one was like a year exclusive on it.
Yeah, it was timed exclusive.
Was Deathloop the same, or was Deathloop?
Deathloop was reverse. It was for
reverse,
PlayStation
okay.
first. Yeah.
So I mean, the one that always jumps out to me as the first one that I really was Splinter Cell. I remember I played that game. It was the first game I rented back when you used to rent games. Kids.
Yeah, exactly.
The first game I rented, and I was like, this is incredible. Like, this is the most in-depth, everything could happen type of game that I'd experienced up until that point. So, and you know, for me, Xbox also holds a special spot in my heart because of what it was. Is like that was the system of my, like, I want to say late teens, university years, essentially.
Yeah.
Early university years.
Rock band, guitar. Years.
Yeah, so you know, I'd go home to party with my friends, and first thing we'd be doing is playing Xbox Live on Halo 2 on Xbox Live.
Yeah.
Just fucking having a blast. So that it holds a special spot for me there, specifically for that being. I spent so many nights in buddies' basements, in our basements, like drinking and playing NHL on the Xbox or Halo 2 on the Xbox, and that was. I'm glad you brought up the Xbox Live, because that was a true game changer in that sense. So,
I don't know if you have anything else.
I was gonna say, I mean, like it or hate it, they've bought some really big studios, and they've starting one that stands out for me is Rare. The guys that were basically making the best games on Nintendo back in the day, with the Banjo-Kazooie, the Donkey Kongs, the Conquer Bad Fur Day,
Killer Instinct.
Yeah, Killer Instinct.
Claymation.
What the hell was the shooter one?
Perfect Dark.
Perfect Dark, yes, exactly.
Dark,
So
yeah.
they bought an awesome studio there. I haven't seen them really do much with Rare, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But they've also bought a plethora of other studios since then, like Bethesda recently, the last couple of
yeah.
years.
My opinion on Xbox is going to change quite a bit if they start trying to buy and make exclusives that use that. That'll be.
The thing is now.
Sorry, I didn't mean. I think you were going to say.
I
something.
said love it or hate it. I mean, I'm not a big fan of what they're doing, but if you're an Xbox fan, that's great for you. You're lucky to have that.
There's a lot of rumors now that they're talking about Xbox will just be like a publisher. They're not going to have consoles anymore. The rumor, very clear, that's a rumor.
Yeah.
Straight from
we're
Lewis.
spreading it
Fact.
here, but a lot of guys talking that way. Just one last thing that I want to say about it was the, and I guess it's two things really. The Game Pass, because
Oh yeah.
PlayStation very much copied that with PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
The Game Pass is, again, because they had that cross compatibility with computer players, PC, that I could buy a game on my Xbox that I could play on PC and go back and forth, which, like, Game Pass would cover both. You have membership on both, and you get all these games for free. I mean, PlayStation Plus, you get, like, depending
You get some free games.
which level you're at, right? Like, I think all of us are just the essentials.
The original.
And there's extra and premium or whatever. But yeah,
Well, I mean, speaking of Game Pass, like my brother-in-law, he has an Xbox, and I don't think he owns a single game. He literally just plays Game Pass games, because there's all the good games come straight to Game Pass, and why wouldn't you?
yeah.
So kind of speaking about, there's two things about Xbox I'd like to bring up specifically. One, first off, in my opinion, and there's many that would disagree. They probably throw Doom out this, but I think they created the greatest first-person shooter franchise that I've seen in video games. Some are going to throw out Call of Duty. Some would throw out Doom, because it came back to the PC days. But I don't think that any of those can beat Halo as far as the sheer iconicness of a first-person shooter.
Halo is basically like a household name.
Yeah.
Like, even if you don't play games, you know
it
what Halo
launched
is.
the Xbox. Like, it was the game series that launched a series, or a console, if you will, essentially. So, and it hasn't really, there's been multiple Halos. It maybe hasn't had the sticking power. But the first 2 or 3 Halo games are iconic enough in its own. And then another thing, unless you wanted to talk about that, but I feel like one thing to address about Xbox is also some of the issues they've had. I had an Xbox 360. I had the Ring of Death.
Oh, yeah.
I had the Ring of Death. But I will give them credit, and I actually saw this in a documentary. Somebody at Xbox did the math and said, this is how much this is going to cost us, because we're going to have, the way to handle this is to just, if somebody has it, give them a new one. That was essentially their solution. It wasn't, bring it to us and we'll fix it, or whatever, you're waiting without a console. Their solution was, if you had this, send it to us, we will send you a new one. And they did that to their credit. And the cost of doing that was
enormous.
It can't be.
I can't remember, but it was up there. And so you got to give them credit for doing things. As much as you might give them shit, I might give them shit for potentially buying up studios and taking games that were for everybody away from everybody, which I think is a different thing than building your own exclusives. I feel like taking games that everybody had access to and taking it away to have on your console is a shittier thing than building a game yourself that's exclusive to your console.
I don't know if you guys can speak to this if you're not or not. Is every Xbox console backwards compatible from the console before it?
I think there was a big pitch on the Xbox.
So.
I think they have been. I'm not 100% sure on that. That's also an
What is the newest series? What is the one that came out with the PS5?
Xbox Series X and Series X.
Yeah, 360.
And that's how much it has
Xbox
since
One.
I forgot.
And
I think that they have been backward compatible with the previous iterations, which is something you can't say about
PlayStation.
Nintendo or PlayStation.
They've also done some cool things like customizable controllers, which I wish PlayStation's
do have that.
starting to come onto it now, but it's from usually it was like
It's definitely reactionary to
parties
Xbox.
but it was reactionary.
Xbox did it first, for sure.
So you gotta give them some credit for that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that was our little foray into the world of Xbox. What we liked about it, like we talk a lot about PlayStation and Nintendo, and that's I guess this is a whole episode we can give to them, to their credit, because they've done some good things.
The Xbox.
So where can we find you all at? Starting over here.
I'm CountryBoy9 with an underscore in there somewhere. Go ahead and check me out on Twitch, Twitter, PSN, YouTube, where I unbox stuff like this guy, the Bone Brawler from the Foosh. Also on other channels with CountryBoy9er.
From the Foosh?
The Foosh is a YouTube channel that does
Okay.
Call him the Boner.
The Foosh. I know it sounds weird, but that's.
I'm the LewisLightning, all one word. You can find me on Twitch sometimes, playing whatever's hot. And you can find me on YouTube. I got a lot of videos from the past and some new stuff.
And I am MussKeg on Twitch, Twitter, PSN. The only Funhouse fan on this group. Shout out to Funhouse, ending this week.
R.I.P.
But they're big partners of ours. So
maybe we can get some of them on our show.
maybe
Yeah, they have nothing else to do
Hey,
now.
come on by.
Man, that'd be great. They'd be my friend.
That'd be too bad. That's too bad. I don't like to hear about it.
Parasocial. If you guys are parasocial fans of ours, let us know. We'll give you more of our life.
Our life. What the fuck are you
Reviews.
talking about?
Life reviews. That's
Hey, see ya. Xbox out.
Xbox in.